ağlarım.
What if the person you love the most suddenly becomes the reason your entire world collapses? Episode 39 of Arafta is not simply about confrontation. It is about the painful moment when two people realize that love alone may not be strong enough to survive the weight of what they have been forced to endure. Because sometimes destiny does not reunite lovers, it tests them. This episode feels like the beginning of that brutal test. The episode opens with a symbolic moment on the coast. AS throws a fishing net into the sea, but this is not really about fishing. It becomes symbolic because the one who ends up caught in this emotional net is Mercan. For a brief second, time seems to freeze between them. It reminds Mercan of the moment before everything went wrong. Before betrayal, before separation, back when they were simply two strangers who had no idea how deeply their lives would become connected. But reality returns quickly. AES jokingly calls her an anise fish caught in the net. Yet beneath those words there is something deeper. Mercan's response is cold and painful. Asterisk, if I knew you would be here, I would not have come. Asterisk, in that moment, the distance between them becomes undeniable. When Venedish grabs Mercan's hand, it no longer feels like romance. It feels like two broken memories desperately trying to reconnect. Inside their minds, their emotions are even louder. Mercan believes her life stopped the day she left. But AES believes something completely different. He believes she abandoned their life, and that difference in perspective becomes the real tragedy of this episode. What makes episode 39 powerful is the psychological conflict surrounding Mercan. Her brother suggests something important. Mercan did not stop loving AES when she left. Instead, staying would have forced her to watch the final memory of Ateş fade away. This changes everything. It means Mercan's departure was not simply betrayal. Meanwhile, Ateş remains trapped in anger and misunderstanding, as his pride refuses to accept that her silence may have been a form of protection. At the same time, the family tensions grow even darker. Mercan's father, Hader, admits that he wants to escape but cannot because enemies are everywhere. This hints that something much bigger is happening behind the scenes. The family is not only dealing with emotional conflict, they are also surrounded by danger. As if that was not enough, Ashley openly shows hostility toward John, wishing she had never returned. But Arash's response is a shocking declaration. John will stay here until the divorce happens. The word divorce suddenly becomes the emotional weapon of the episode. John even tells her mother that she wants to end the marriage as quickly as possible. The strange thing is that Arash himself admits he does not even want to stay in this mansion anymore. Both of them are trying to walk away, but neither of them is truly free. The most revealing moment might be when someone notices something important. John still kept the ring. That small detail suggests that deep inside, the connection between them is not completely dead. But a darker shadow is also rising when someone warns Arash that his time is almost finished. It does not sound like a simple threat. It feels like the beginning of a much bigger war. This means the next episode may not only destroy relationships, it might destroy lives. Because in Arafta, love is never simple. Sometimes love becomes regret, sometimes regret becomes revenge, and sometimes the person you are trying to leave behind is the only one who can save you from what is coming next. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section, and thank you so much for watching.